2026 has been a great year so far, with games like Pragmata, Crimson Desert, Resident Evil Requiem, Forza Horizon 6, and the new launched 007 First Light, and I'm just naming a few because the list goes on. So what can we expect for the rest of the year? I give you this video now because I was waiting for the State of Play and the Summer Game Fest so I could bring you the latest and updated list with everything we know and can expect. In this video we are going to cover all the main games with confirmation date for the rest of the year, and then in my next video I'm gonna give you the games without confirmation date that will launch the next year of 2027. So please subscribe to the channel to not miss that, and if possible leave a like to the video and tell me in the comment section what games are you most excited for. I'm Yugito and let's talk about it. Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced is a complete remake of the 2013's Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. And yes, you heard it right, it's a remake, not a remaster. Ubisoft described the remake as a faithful recreation completely rebuilt from the ground up with the latest version of the Anvil engine, with the same creative director, emphasizing that this is not a reinvention, but an evolution. So what's new compared to the original? Let's talk about it. The game includes ray tracing, faster loading times, and the water and storm system completely redesigned. The combat system has also been reinvented. You can say goodbye to automatic counterattacks and say hello to the parry system, more demanding timings and shorter combos for more demanding and frenetic action. And the enemy AI is more aggressive, forcing you to vary your attacks and make different combinations. Parkour is also faster and more fluid. Here we see a more effective and acrobatic Edward than ever before. For many people, myself included, Black Flag is the best Assassin's Creed game ever, and after 13 years, seeing Heather Kenway again, but this time in a more vibrant, detailed and fast-paced world, is a simply fan's dream. The game releases on July 9th for PS5, Xbox Series and PC. If you never played the original, this is your chance. If you have played it, well, welcome back to Jackdaw. September is going to be a very busy month. Your wallet is going to cry, because on the month of September we have 6 big games being released, so let's talk about it. This game was made by the creators of The Witcher 3 and Cyberpunk 2077. If you enjoyed either of those games, you might want to pay attention. The Blood of DAWNWALKER is an open-world action RPG built in Unreal Engine 5. The game is set in the fictional Gothic kingdom of Sangora Valley in the Carpathian Mountains during the 14th century. Cohen battles silver poisoning and a vampiric curse and has only 30 days to save his family. In this game, you will explore a richly detailed world full of supernatural creatures, moral dilemmas and a political intrigue. The game's most unique mechanic is the day-night duality. During the day, gameplay focuses on sword combat with directional blocking where players choose one of 4 directions to attack or parry. At night, Cohen has access to his vampiric abilities, completely transforming the gameplay style. The open world is full of activities tied to the day-night cycle. What you can do as a vampire at night is completely different from what you can do as a human during the day. The narrative is completely shaped by your actions and the secrets you uncover. You can save your family or swear revenge against those who transform you and destroy everything around you. This game has a non-linear narrative with multiple endings based on your choices. The Blood of DAWNWALKER releases on September 3rd for PS5, Xbox Series and PC. What really excites me is the premise. You are human by day, a vampire by night. You have 30 days to save your family, and every decision you make consumes time that you don't have. All of this in an absolutely stunning Gothic world. If this game delivers even half of what it promises, it will be one of the best RPGs of the generation. Phantom Blade Zero is a wuxia action RPG built on Unreal Engine 5. Initially announced in the summer of 2023, the game immediately thrilled everyone with its stylish and fluid combat, which for too many seemed too good to be true. The player takes on the role of Soul, an elite assassin in the service of a powerful and mysterious organization called the Order. Set in the Phantom World, the story focuses on his mission to unravel the conspiracy behind the assassination of the Order's patriarch. The game features a kung fu punk world shaped by conspiracy, intrigue, and a cinematic martial action, an utterly unique fusion of classic wuxia with dark steampunk aesthetics. The gameplay stands out with cinematic swordplay and fluid combat choreography. The game offers over 30 weapons, more than 20 Phantom Edge combinations for build diversity, and surprisingly, 8 different endings. Phantom Blade Zero also offers 4 difficulty modes: easy, normal, hard, and very hard. Bosses with 2 phases have a checkpoint between phases. If you die in phase 2, you start again in phase 2, without having to replay the entire first phase. For hardcore players, there is also a boss rush mode that allows you to revisit all the campaign bosses, plus hidden bosses exclusive to this mode. When the first trailer for Phantom Blade Zero appeared, everyone thought it was fake. Too fluid, too beautiful, too fast. But it is real, and it's coming out on September 9th for PS5 and PC. Made by a virtually unknown Chinese studio, with combat that makes Sekiro look slow. 8 different endings, and a kung fu punk aesthetic unlike any other game. The next game is from the same creators of Marvel's Spider-Man. The same quality, but this time much darker, much more brutal, and much more Logan. Marvel's Wolverine is planned as the first in a trilogy focused on the X-Men, similar to what the studio Insomniac did with the Spider-Man series. Insomniac will work with Marvel to produce X-Men games. This new Wolverine game does not follow existing storylines from the comics. Instead, it shows Logan on an original adventure that takes him through different locations such as Tokyo, the wilderness of Canada, and the underground world of Madripoor. The story is described as a global thriller that explores Logan's search for answers about his past. Insomniac states that the game will explore Logan's unique vision of heroism, much darker and more brutal than expected. The focus is on brutal and visceral end-to-end combat with Wolverine claws, speed, and regenerative powers. The game promises to be brutal, bloody, and disturbing in the best possible way. This game is set to release on September 15 and is going to be a PS5 exclusive. Marvel's Wolverine is the game that Logan fans have been waiting for all this time, made by the creators of the Spider-Man trilogy, but this time without webs, without chokes, without the lightness, just claws, brutality, and a dark story that promises to be the best representation of Wolverine ever made in any media. The creators of Alan Wake and Max Payne are back, and I'm really excited for this one. Control Resonant is a sequel to the acclaimed 2019 Control. Unlike the first game, Remedy acquired the full rights to the franchise, independently publishing the game for the first time in the series' history. Players take on the role of Dylan Faden, brother of Jesse Faden, protagonist of the first game. Deployed by the Federal Bureau of Control at the height of a cosmic crisis that bends reality, Dylan must confront escalating supernatural threats while searching for his sister. After years in confinement under the Federal Bureau of Control, Dylan is released into a collapsing Manhattan. Oldest house no longer contains the chaos. Reality itself is breaking down in the open world. Control Resonant expands the series into an open-handed action RPG set in a distorted Manhattan, featuring large explorable zones, gravity-defying traversal, and fast-paced melee combat with a shape-shifting weapon. Control Resonant was originally scheduled for the first half of 2027, but it was moved up to 2026, surprising everyone and making this year even more epic. The game releases in September 24th for PS5, Xbox Series, PC, and Mac. Manhattan is folding on itself. Reality no longer has rules, and you are the only one who can stop it all with a shape-shifting weapon and physics-defying powers. It's the Control everyone loved, but bigger, more ambitious, and far more chaotic. One of the games I'm most excited to play in 2026. Silent Hill is back, and this time it has left its town to haunt the Scottish coast. Prepare for the most disturbing and unique Silent Hill in years. This will be the third Silent Hill in 3 years, following the remakes of Silent Hill 2 and Silent Hill F, making this the biggest resurrection of the franchise in its entire history. Simon Hordell is called back to the island of Santa Emilia to fix things, finding a silent village shrouded with heavy fog, seemingly abandoned but not at peace. Simon is compelled to understand his connection to the place and his inhabitants. Simon begins to uncover fragments of a past that refuses to remain submerged. In this Silent Hill, we are going to play in first-person perspective. The game releases on September 24th for PS5, Xbox Series, and PC. Silent Hill is experiencing its best moment in 20 years, and Townfall may be the most disturbing of them all. Capcom has been doing a very good job in recent years, and this year of 2026 it's no exception. With games like Pragmata, Resident Evil Requiem and Monster Hunter Stories 3, Capcom are set to have a remarkable year. And perhaps still this year we can add another game to the list. ONIMUSHA Way of the Sword is the first main game in the series since ONIMUSHA Dawn of the Dreams in 2006. Capcom has resurrected one of the most beloved series on the PlayStation 2, 20 years of waiting. The game follows Musashi Miyamoto, a legendary samurai who wields the Oni Gauntlet, a mystical artifact that grants his wearer the power to slay the Genma, underworld monstrosities that terrorize a Kyoto corrupt by malevolent clouds of malice. Previews confirm that Capcom resisted the temptation to follow popular Souls-like games, remaining true to the Onimusha's action and horror roots. Melee combat remains central, as does Soul Collection. Dedicated fans can rest assured regarding the Undo modernizations. The game releases on September 25th for PS5, Xbox Series and PC, but you have a demo to play already available to get you a small taste of what is coming. When the Capcom logo appeared at the Games Awards 2024, everyone expected a new Resident Evil trailer. Instead, Capcom surprised the entire world with the announcement of ONIMUSHA Way of the Sword. ONIMUSHA had been dead for 20 years, and Capcom resurrected in the best way possible. For those who grew up playing ONIMUSHA on PS2, this is a homecoming. For those who never played, this is the best possible introduction. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4 is the 23rd game in the Call of Duty franchise and the 4th entry in the rebooted Modern Warfare sub-series. Activision hopes the game will surpass 2025's Black Ops 7, which had the worst sales ranking in the series since 2008. You play as Private Park, a young South Korean soldier facing real combat for the first time, alongside his squad. What begins as a routine patrol descends into chaos when North Korea launches a full-force invasion, forcing Park and his unit into desperate fight through collapsing cities and counter-offensives. The campaign takes players to trenches in Korea, head-to-hand combat in New York, high-speed chases in Paris, night raids in Mumbai, and assaults on cities to reclaim occupied territory. Modern Warfare 4 includes 3 main modes: single-player campaign, competitive multiplayer, and the DMZ extraction shooter mode, which returns after its absence in Black Ops 6 and Black Ops 7. One of the most requested modes by the community is finally back. The Nintendo Switch 2 launch is noteworthy. It will be available for the first time in over a decade. Modern Warfare 4 is set to release on October 23rd for PS5, Xbox Series, PC, and Nintendo Switch 2. After 2 difficult years for the franchise, Modern Warfare 4 may be exactly the reset Call of Duty needed. This game launches about a month before GTA 6, giving enough breathing room before the biggest release of the year takes over. And then in November we only have one game announced, because no other games have the courage to compete with it. This isn't just the most anticipated game of 2026, it's probably the most anticipated entertainment release in human history. GTA 6 is developed by Rockstar Games and released on November 19th for PS5 and Xbox Series. The game is set in the fictional state of Leonida, which includes a return to the mythical Vice City, and follows the criminal couple Jason Duval and Lucia Caminos. For the first time in GTA history, the game features a female protagonist. Lucy and Jason's relationship has a Bonnie and Clyde dynamic that promised to be the most cinematic and emotional story in the franchise. The relationship between the characters includes mechanics of trust and love that influence the progression of the story, something completely new for the series. The gameplay systems are far more complex than any previous GTAs, with seamless character transitions, faster weapon switching, and no lag during conflicts. Some leaks and insiders said that the game lasts over 70 hours, the longest story in any GTA ever made. Rockstar has not announced a PC release. A PC version may not arrive until around 2028. Despite 2 delays already, the release date for GTA 6 remains on schedule. Take-Two has confirmed the launch marketing will begin in the summer of 2026. We should bring a new trailer soon. There was a kid who played GTA Vice City for the first time and thought, this is the best video games can be. That kid grew up, and now, more than 20 years later, Rockstar is going to prove that the best is yet to come. GTA 6 is not just a game, it's a homecoming, and November 19th, the entire world will stop. Literally. Before I finish the video, I just want to mention two more games that at this moment still have a release date for this year of 2026. We don't know an exact confirmation date or if they will get delayed for next year, but at this moment they are still scheduled for this year, so let's talk about it. Resonance: A Plague Tale Legacy is a narrative action-adventure game developed by the same studio responsible for Innocence and Requiem. You don't need to have played the previous titles to enjoy it. It's a completely standalone entry that expands the universe of A Plague Tale. Sophia appeared as a companion character in Requiem, but here she's finally playable and leads the biggest change in the series. As a child, she was placed in a convent by her mother's family, but ran away to her father, the leader of a pirate camp, where she was raised and trained to fight. The story alternates between her adult life and flashbacks to her childhood, exploring her motivations and the world she grew up in. As a pirate raider, Sophia has access to full melee combat system with swords, daggers and parries, unlike Amicia, who uses sling as a ranged weapon. The game are still set to be available in 2026, but nothing of a confirmation date yet. It will be available for PS5, Xbox Series from day one on Xbox Game Pass by the way, and PC. Resonance: A Plague Tale Legacy is not just a chapter, it's the beginning of everything. Sophia's story promised that this universe still has much to tell, and that the worst is yet to come. Kena Scars of KOSMORA is a direct sequel to Kena Bridge of Spirits, developed by the same studio, Amber Lab. Kena is now an older and wiser spirit guide, seeking answers to the affliction that has haunted her forever. She sets off for the mysterious island of KOSMORA, full of distinct cultures, buried secrets, and a tragic past. On the island, Kena is also searching for a friend from her past, making the journey even more personal. But soon after arriving, a powerful spirit breaks her staff, the tool that defines the spirit guide and kept her alive. To survive, Kena is forced to embrace a forgotten and dangerous form of spirit guide, alchemy, which manipulates the power of the elements. As her journey to save the island and its inhabitants brings her closer to the truth, Kena will have to confront the scars of her own past to triumph. The game introduces new element gameplay mechanics that brings tragedy and deepness to the confrontations. We also have spirit companions. They are charismatic allies who travel with Kena, grow over time and unlock new powers as the bond between them deepens. Each spirit is linked to a different element and connected to other spirits that exist around the world. The game is also set to be available in 2026 for PS5 and PC. Kena Scars of KOSMORA isn't just a sequel, it's about a spirit guide who has to learn to survive without what has always defined her. And when everything you know crumbles, what remains is what you're truly capable of doing to overcome it. And that's it for today, guys. Which game are you most excited for? Are you gonna play all of them, or are you just gonna save your money to play GTA 6? Tell me in the comment section. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel, because in my next video I'm going to bring you some insane games coming out in 2027. We just need to wait a little bit more for them, but I will tell you the wait will be worth it. Thank you so much for your company. I'm Yugito, and I see you in the next video.